going on, everybody? It's me and Uncle Mike. We're rolling back home after a little adventure today, and me and Mike were kind of talking about flipping and how he's kind of being pretty successful right now buying and flipping stuff. And I thought it might be interesting for everybody to kind of hear his process and how he does that. And do you have any tips for like beginners or people who are getting interested in doing some flipping?
Consistency. If you're not going to the thrifts or yard sales or flea markets or whatever you're doing, you're not going to find stuff. That should be pretty obvious. But right now, the reseller market is crazy. There's a ton of people doing it. I see the same people, just like they see me at the thrifts and everything all the time. Well, it's true. Like there's a lot of people doing it because of quarantine and stuff. So it's just an easy way to make extra money. Like, yeah, I'm in it to make some money and stuff, but I also just enjoy doing it because I'm very specific on what I flip. Most of the stuff I do is 80s, 90s. In any kind of, in a small capacity.
What's that? That's a tick.
Oh, where is it? Got it.
We have found so many ticks. So many ticks on us. It's
Not me.
It's horrible.
Only one.
You've been doing this for like, as long as I've known you, at least 20 years. Does that give you a kind of an advantage over other people? Like,
I mean, I haven't been reselling so much that whole time. I mean, here and there I will, but that just has to go with collecting. I feel like I'm a collector first and foremost. And eventually, I mean, collections get too big or you just get over collecting certain things, so you end up selling it. The collecting aspect of it is definitely what gives me more, I don't know if it's an edge because most people that do this know what they're doing, but it definitely gives me more knowledge on things and being able to price things better, or just going to the store and you see a ton of different toys and stuff, knowing what's going to sell. And like I said, I stick to mostly 80s and 90s toys. I will venture into the 2000s if it's, you know, something relative to what I do or is easy to make a few bucks on. It's true. I mean, most of the time, like if somebody wants a deal, like if I know they're a collector, like I'll cut you a deal or we'll be able to do a trade or something, as opposed to me just selling it to you. Like I'm always down to do that too.
Once you're in the community too, it must make it easier to like, oh,
it does big time. I'm a part of several online toy groups and things like that, and just being part of that community, you build your rapport with people and get your face out there, and people know like you're a good guy. You buy, you sell, you trade, whatever. And just being part of the community and actually participating is a big thing, because a lot of people join Facebook groups or whatever, Instagram things, and then just hang back and don't participate.
This is an interesting time just from like a marketing perspective, because this is the first time in essentially history where like it's okay for adults to still have fun in a way that like our parents and grandparents and our great-grandparents, like they never really got to do that. Like, you know, people who have been watching my channel, they know like I've recently started skateboarding again. Like there is no other time in history where an adult would like take the time out of their life to skateboard. It was like seen as like something that kids did.
Yeah, well, same with collecting toys. Like
collecting toys.
A lot of people are like, you collect toys, and I'm like, yes, I do. Like I'm not sitting down and playing with them like, where are toys? But like it just brings you back to like when you were a kid. Like I don't know, a lot of it is just straight nostalgia for me. It makes you feel good. Like I go in my toy room and I can look at stuff or take photos with things or whatever. It's fun.
And but this is like what's cool is that this is like the first time when like essentially before, like the things that would be marketed toward adults are like drinking, vacation, and that was really it. Like you didn't have a market where like you could advertise. And again, I'm speaking from a marketing standpoint, where you could like advertise like I have these toys for sale, and you would be marketing that directly to adults instead of directing it toward children.
Most, I mean not all, but a lot of toy lines now, like if you look at Star Wars Black series, like Marvel Legends series, all these Turtles, like NECA Turtles series that are coming out, those aren't marketed towards children at all. They're marketed towards adult collectors, and people go crazy over that stuff. I mean, I have some of that stuff and I like it, but some of it's really hard to get, because with that, you're not just getting the collectors that want it, you are getting a lot of flippers and resellers and stuff like that know it's worth money, that have no interest in it whatsoever. They're just trying to make money. That that stuff I don't necessarily like. Like I said, yes, I'm trying to make some money, but I also like it because I want to get these things like off just a random toy shelf into somebody's hands that cares about it, or a collector that's been looking for that piece to complete a set or something like that. I'm much more apt to cut somebody a deal if I know they're a real collector and stuff like that. Like, I like being part of that community and doing those kind of things.
And that's the power of the internet, is you can always have a community to be a part of.
Exactly.
There's no like niche that's going to be too small anymore that you're not going to be able to find people to connect with.
And it's like now too, like if you're a collector and you're looking for something that maybe wasn't released in America, that you don't want to just have to buy off eBay or something and hope it's what you want, because there's so many shysters and stuff on there. Like a lot of the communities I'm part of, there's people from Canada and the UK and wherever. And yeah, shipping's expensive to get shipped things from there. But if it's somebody you've built a repertoire with and all that stuff, you can usually work out something that's going to make it worth the extra money so you can get that piece you need or that toy or whatever it is.
Yeah, the internet has just continued to make the world smaller and smaller.
And it's good and bad. Like, there's definitely, you know, bad stuff that comes around with it, because in some of these groups you get people that come in there that are just coming in to troll or just want to make trouble or want to try and sell some stuff and they don't know anything about it. Because you get that too, which I get it. Everybody's trying to make a buck. I don't fault anybody for that. But sometimes the way people go about it isn't the best.
But y'all ain't hustling as hard as we are. No, you probably are. Flipping right now is gigantic. And I do think that like you should flip stuff. Almost just died. That was my bad. I do think you should flip stuff that you're actually into, just because in that way you do gain an advantage, because you're just going to know more. And you also, I'm sure Mike, when you post something up, if you're posting something and you're like, oh, I know for a fact that like, you know, Johnny's definitely going to be into this, or like, do you ever see something out and you're like, oh?
Well, all the time. If I know friends or whatever, people have hit me up specifically for something, like, I'm not just going to post it up for sale. Like, I'll hit them up. Or even if I'm out and about at, you know, Walmart or wherever, sometimes I'll post in the group like, hey, I'm here. Is anybody looking for something that they can't find in their local one or something like that? And sometimes people do. You want to Venmo me money real quick? I'll pick it up and ship it to you. Like, no extra charge. Like, I don't care. I'm already there. So that's another part of just being in the community and being helpful with people. And that'll also make people more likely to want to buy something from you in the long run if you have something they want, because they know you're trustworthy and all that kind of stuff.
And once you do that too, then when other people are out, you may get that thing that you want.
Get the favor return. And if I can leave anybody with one thing, the biggest thing with doing pretty much anything is whatever you put into it is what you're going to get out. So if you put effort into doing this, you will make money. It does take time sometimes to learn whatever product or whatever thing you're going to try and sell, but if you start learning and paying attention to trends and things like that, you can make money. And like, I just have fun doing it. That's one of the biggest reasons I do it, is because I just enjoy it.
The one thing I would add to that is, in the same kind of idea as like what you get, what you put into it, if you are the kind of person who's going to be cheating people or screwing people over or like kind of bringing in that negativity,
your run will end real quick.
You're then, you know, just like any community, again, these communities are small. They may seem big because the world is such a big place right now, or the world is able to bring so many people together. But once you start gaining a bad reputation, like in a group like this, it's going to be a real short run for you.
Yeah, especially like the couple, like the groups and collecting things that I do, like toys, VHS stuff. If you're like a dickhead and you don't do what you say you're going to do, or you screw people over, you will get ousted extremely fast, and people will not deal with you.
There you go, baby. That's a life lesson right there. Don't be a dick. Have a great day, everybody. Thank you so much.
Peace.